Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday. We're on hump day. It's 8:18 in the morning, up and at it. Got up around 6. Obviously springtime. The birds were up chirping. There was one bird, he was having one hell of a morning and would not stop. So woke up early and couldn't fall back to sleep because the birds were being loud. So got up, got my bearings in order. I've already been up, went and set the video recordings from yesterday, so those are ready to be uploaded later today. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. It's a shorter video than I have been putting out. But yeah, today, again, it's 8:20. And I'm going to try to bust out, work on more listings today. I'll maybe try to include, because when I was watching back the video from yesterday, I guess it could be kind of boring just because I'm just talking and I'm not really showing you guys what I'm listing. So maybe I'll try to fill that in today and, show some of what I'm listing and, maybe do some and update, show you where I'm at and what I've done, or, a few things I've listed, that sort of thing. But there's a couple thrift stores here in town. They're smaller thrift shops. They're not like Goodwill, that I try to hit up every so often. And, they're a good place to source some clothes. They normally have some cool t-shirts that I like, nothing expensive. I'm not looking for like name brand, just cool t-shirts that you buy cheap and can sell for a few bucks. I know some people call it bread and butter, but it's the small sales that add up, and it's just fun stuff. It's stuff I like looking for, graphic tees, band t-shirts, that sort of thing. And they're normally really cheap, so I like going and checking those places out. And hopefully helping them, they help the community and stuff. So always give them a look and see what I can find. So do have some sales to package up later, so we'll go through that like I've been doing. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy this, following along. Nobody's commented really saying yay or nay, so I'm gonna keep doing it. If there's something you would like to see or something you'd like differently, let me know. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. If you do enjoy the content, hit the thumbs up. And again, always encourage comments and everything. I don't have a ton of people in this community, in the reseller world or community or anything to really talk about this stuff. And I really enjoy conversating and, talking about finds and sales and how things are and like knocking ideas. I have a lot of people in the sports card space that I talk to, and I love those guys, but I don't have much that do just the overall reselling and thrifting and yard sales, estate sales, and all that. So always fun to talk to other folks who are doing this. So if you want to comment down below and discuss it, always open to it, always welcome. And I actually encourage it. So that's all I got for you guys right now. I'm going to try to get a few things listed before I head out. The one store opens, I believe, at 9:30, so I want to get there. There's a crowd usually waiting. I'm not like worried about getting in there first thing, but there's some racks I like to check there and see what I can find. So I'm going to get a few things listed up before I head out for a little bit to source, and then I will check in with you guys later. Thanks. All right, it is currently 9:12, and we just pulled up to one of the local thrift stores here. It is, you can see over there on the truck, Full Circle Thrift. It's a small I guess privately owned thrift store. It's a community thrift store here in the town I live in. And they don't have a huge assortment of stuff. Obviously Goodwill is where most people go donate and all that, but I like to support this place because most all of the money here gets donated back to the community. And they do a really cool thing every day during the week. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays, but every day during the week, they put a specific category or whatever 50% off. And they don't get a ton of clothes and stuff in, but what they do is back in the back of the store, there will be some racks, and they're bargain racks, and they're 50 cents a piece. On 50% off day, or 50% off day, those items are a quarter a piece. There's lots of t-shirts, cool t-shirts. They don't put the t-shirts normally out on the regular price stuff. They put the t-shirts out cheap. Now, some of them have small issues, and I still sometimes buy this stuff because, you know, it's just donating basically to the community. And I've bought some other stuff from here. I bought a bunch of like VHS tapes from them one time, just, you know, just to help them out and to move some inventory, give them some money and stuff. So it's a pretty cool place. The prices, you know, are usually reasonable, but again, they don't get a ton of stuff in, so it's not a place, like, they don't really get electronics and that kind of stuff. So I mostly just come here to try to find some t-shirts, you know, at a bargain price. And so Wednesday is half off for clothes, purses, belts, that sort of thing. So I normally pop over here on Wednesdays and I check them out. I also don't just buy t-shirts. I do, if they have some nice jeans or something like that, I'll pick those up as well. So we're gonna go in. Once they open at 9:30. It's 9:15 now, and see what they got. So I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, that was a little quick trip in there. It is currently 9:44. So was in there about 15 minutes or so. Not much in the way of t-shirts today, unfortunately, but did find some jeans, and those down there, surprisingly, if you can see those are a pair of vintage silver tab Levi's, and those were actually back. Normally the jeans I buy are up on the regular price rack, but those were back in the bargain rack. I didn't see anything wrong with them, so I don't know why they were back there. I'll have to look them over a little bit more. But those only cost me a quarter, and potentially, just looking quickly online, I think it's like this pair right there. So you see 63 or best offer. I don't know exactly what they went for. I'll have to check Terapeak when I get home. But those potentially could be a really good pickup, and they only cost a quarter. My total in there today was $16.58. So not bad at all. Got some other Levi's and stuff. Got a pair of Calvin Kleins, so should be good overall. But I'm gonna run over to the other thrift store that's having a sale today. It's another, it's kind of like a mom and pop thrift store. It's a husband and wife that run it, and they do like this wacky Wednesday every so often, and it's kind of tight packed in there, so I don't know how busy they'll be. I like to get there early, hopefully before it gets too crowded, because there's a lot of stuff in a small space, and trying to go through it all, it would be difficult with, you know, a bunch of people in there. So I'm gonna go check out what they have today, hopefully help them out. You know, I know what we're doing, you know, as far as resellers, we're looking for good deals to sell, to make money. But these other shops, and I was watching Commonwealth Picker's video, people saying, oh, you're scummy, this and that. You got to think, man, these people that are doing what they're doing, they're making and earning and living as well. So they're pricing the items in the fashion and selling it in the fashion that they have chosen, and resellers are buying and selling in the fashion that they've chosen. It's kind of an ecosystem. These mom and pop thrift stores don't thrive without resellers buying product. You know, I know a lot of people think, well, you're taking from the needy, other people could use this. The problem with that is if that was the case, these thrift stores would be empty in most cases. Instead, the stuff sits there and then it goes to the landfill. So resellers going in and buying stuff actually is helping these stores. They're keeping these thrift stores open. It's keeping those people doing what they choose to do and what they enjoy doing. And then in turn, it's creating an ecosystem to where resellers can put items up at a, you know, a price that other consumers are willing to pay. So there's all a process. Even Walmart is a process, right? They get stuff, from manufacturers or whatever at cost, and then they sell it for a higher price. It's all an ecosystem and everything. So, it I get the perspective of it sometimes, but when you really look down in it, some of these stores would be going out of business and closing, and those people wouldn't be able to do what they wanted to do if it wasn't for resellers doing what they do. So, got to look at it that way as well. But anyway, enough chit chat. I'm going to head over to the other store and see what they got, and I'll catch you in a bit. What is up, everybody? Back home. Did not pick up anything at the second thrift store. It's a great deal that they got going on. If you spend $25 today, or 25 or more, before taxes, your entire order is 75% off. So for like 25 bucks, you can get everything for like $6 something. It was pretty crowded as I expected in there. Hard to look at stuff. A lot of what they have, and this isn't to knock anything. It's great what they do. It's like I said, a husband and wife. They have a brick and mortar store, a thrift store. They do a lot of furniture. A lot of people buy furniture from them. I've went over and gotten clothes before. I did buy a VCR from them one time, and it did work. But a lot of the stuff that they have is broken, missing pieces, like books. I was even looking at books, trying to get to my $25 number. But a lot of the books, the pages were ripped and stuff. So it was just hard to find anything that would be good to purchase to resell. But there is items in there, if folks are, I don't know, needing pieces for something or personal purchases, that sort of thing. There's a lot of like glassware and stuff like that in there. Again, furniture is a big thing for these people. The clothes, I was going to look through the clothes, except it was busy and they changed the room where they had the clothes in. And now it's even more cramped in there than it was before. And what they do is they have bins, like these big metal carts, and they load them up. Well, it's very difficult to find stuff because you have a 4-foot metal cart that's just filled with clothes, and then you have nowhere to like look through it. So it's hard. When I've been in there before, I've asked the lady, hey, can I unload the bin, set the stuff on the floor and then put it back in as I go through. And that's how I've been able to do it, but it wasn't busy during that time. So, unfortunately, didn't pick anything up from there. I did spend a lot more time in there than I wanted to, though, because it is now like 11:15. So I want to get back to listing, keep that motivation going, keep getting items up. I'll stop here in a little bit, probably to grab something to eat and then pack eBay orders. So far this morning I've gotten 7 done. I'm actually also trying to put down, just to share with you guys later. I'll total up and see like the value of everything that I've listed, but I've got 7 done so far. I did that before I left. So I want to get back into that and get some more stuff listed, but I wanted to check in with you guys and let you know what was going on. I'll also show you guys some stuff that I've listed today. So anyway, that's all I got for you for now. Check in later. What's up, everybody? We back. It is 12:38 currently. I've gotten a few more listings up. Going to try to knock out a few more before I decide to take a break for a little bit. And probably get the orders packed and everything. I have the orders today, y'all are going to see. Pretty awesome. One item is going to be, bigger to package, but most everything else is really easy, simple. It's actually several items that I'm very excited to see are moving along. It's also a great example that listing and putting in the work to list, even though it's tedious and can be boring and it's not the fun side of it, it creates results. And the more you list, the more items you have to sell. You can't sell an item if it's just sitting here. So the more you list, the more sales you create, the more eyes come to your store, all of that. And some of this you're going to see proof of. But anyway, I thought I would show you guys real quick of some of what I have sold here. You see I did this Toy Story 4 ventriloquist doll action figure thing that I picked up from the local Goodwill. Here's a 10-piece lot of Thomas the Train, a Brio. I got a bunch of these magnetic wooden toys. One day I went to the bins and decided to just dig in the toy bins, and I found a bunch of these. And then here is like some purses and bags and stuff like that. I went through a bunch of them. These are the Levi's that I listed up that I got this morning. Put those at 50. There was a Calvin Klein pair. I put those at $18. I just wanted to throw a couple pair up real quick. I'll probably get to the others. I have a bin that I've been stashing jeans in, so I'll probably get to more jeans here in the near future. And then this here is an old vintage U.S. Marine Corps sweatshirt. So I put that up. I do have a pair of sweatpants that can go with it, except for there was a couple of spots that I need to see if some OxyClean and a good bath through the washing machine will take out before I put those up. If something has like small spots and it really doesn't deter from the look, like those Levi Silver Tabs, they have a couple of spots that looks like maybe somebody put bleach or something like that on, but it blends in. It actually still looks really nice on the clothing. Those I don't mind. Those were a light wash, so you know the spots kind of blended in anyway, and I just notate it and go on. If there's a tiny hole or something in an item, I'll just point it out in the pictures and kind of make a mention of it. As long as it's nothing too terrible, you know, I'll put it up. If it's got like stains that just look bad or are very noticeable in the clothing, I try not to put that stuff up. Unless it's just a super sought after, still has a good bit of value, you know, then I can notate it and let the buyer, you know, decide if they want it like that or if they want to try to clean it or something. If I can't get it clean or if the missus can't get it clean. But otherwise, I try to actually filter out if things have defects rather than put them up, because the way I see it too is the less items you're putting up with issues, the less chance that you have an issue with a buyer. So I do notate that, you know, I am human, she is human. We may miss some things sometimes. I try to point them out, but I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to be honest. There's likely cases where I will miss something. So I do notate that in the description. Please look at the photos. Ask questions. If you see something in a photo and you can't tell, feel free to message, you know. I might not be able to get back to you 100% right away, but I'll do my best to get back to you quick as possible. So that's kind of how I come across it, is just, you know, try to at least mention something or point it out in a photo or both or whatever. And then also just let folks know you are human. Chances are you possibly will miss something. So I do have some drafts created. So I'm going to get these up. Obviously, y'all know I am in no short supply of these fellas. So got a few drafts here that got created up. Got a old vintage. I'm not too sure what this stands for. This VIC, I kind of looked it up, but there's so many things. And obviously being vintage, who knows if it's something that's even still around. But that's a vintage made in USA. Here's an old K Products made in USA, New Holland, pretty cool. Farmers, you know, like their John Deere and tractor hats and stuff. That's a really cool one. Polo, Ralph Lauren. These hats sell pretty good. Y'all seen I just shipped one out recently. It was a little bit different than this one, but the Polo Ralph Lauren stuff still does pretty good. This is just something this might sell, might not, but I'm going to throw it up. Virginia Deer Hunters Association, kind of embroidered thing there, Hounds for Heroes. So I guess somebody who was a hunter or like a club or something must have did something for like service members or something like that. And then here a vintage, or not vintage, I was just saying vintage, a new era little bucket hat for Washington Redskins, or better known now as Commanders. But these seem to do pretty well too. People like these bucket hats. So I'm going to get those photos up and get those up. Currently, like I said, it is 12:45 at the moment. With those, once I'm done taking photos and processing the listings, I will be at 18 listings on the day. So not too bad. We are still before 1 o'clock. And, you know, so hopefully I can get another 30, maybe 40 listings up today too. So we'll see how it goes, but just wanted to check in, show you guys what I was getting into. All right. So it is currently 1:38 p.m. and I'm going to go ahead and get the orders packed up. I got everything pulled here. We got 6 items for $221.80 today, or $226.80. Well, somewhere in there. 220 something and 80 cents. But anyway, I'm going to try to get through this real quick because my GoPro battery is almost dead. And hopefully it doesn't shut off on me. But not too much too hateful today. We have this John Deere kitchen scale. I listed that up. I picked this up Friday at the yard sale, the first yard sale I went to on Friday. That sold for $40 plus $20 shipping. It sold very quick. I knew it was going to be a pretty good item when I bought it, and it was very cheap at that yard sale. So that one is going out and sold really quick. Got a sports card in here. This kid's been on fire, Jared Kelenic. I actually had his autograph from this set as well when I opened my box, but this is the Sapphire Update, Topps Chrome Sapphire Update. This is rookie. I've just had this sitting in a box. I realized he was doing good this year. He didn't do so hot last year. So I threw it up. That sold for $40 plus shipping. Next up is this Home Depot. Now you might say, well, what is so special about a Home Depot hat? This sold for $23 plus shipping. This little patch right here, this is actually Homer, the Home Depot mascot. And anything with Homer on it is normally pretty sought after and sells for pretty decent price. So Home Depot hat with the Homer, the mascot patch on it, 23 plus shipping. Let's see, next up is the Under Armour, and if you recognize that, it's the Presidential Air Force One logo, and it says right there on the back, Air Force One. There's Under Armour, and it's in camo. I believe you could only get this from like the presidential, like an Air Force One gift shop or something like that. I don't know the full story on them, but I know you had to get them from something to do with Air Force One and the president. But that sold for 20 plus ship. This next hat, this sold last night. This is that Redskins I showed y'all in the parking lot when I got this out of the bins. Redskins painter's hat with the shell here, 100% cotton. That sold for 18 plus ship. And then last hat here, this one was like, I don't know. I've said before, like anything Marine Corps, Army, Navy, Air Force, any of that stuff, grab it if you see it. Normally it's going to do somewhat good. This is actually a Marine Corps Marathon Brooks from 2013. And Brooks is obviously like a running shoe company. And I guess they make like other outdoor apparel. But this, as soon as I listed it, I got an offer on it. And I messaged the guy back and I was like, hey, I just posted this. You know, I can knock a little bit off, but I'm not going to like go crazy on it because his offer was pretty low. And so I countered him back, and I think I knocked like $2 off my price or something like that. And anyway, I countered him, and then next thing I know, not even probably an hour later, my phone goes off, and it was another notification for that hat, and someone just bought it outright full price. So Marine Corps marathon stuff. It's not something I put on the bingo card or something I mentioned, but I guess since it is connected with the Marines, even the older stuff, because that is a hat from 2013, could be potentially good, and obviously pretty heavily sought after. I mean, they paid 20 plus ship and didn't even send an offer, so I might have even had that price low. I don't know, but you know, not bad. I think, I'm pretty sure all of these hats came from the bin. At least 3 of them did. One of them might have been like a $2 Goodwill pickup. I can't remember. But anyway, that's all I got today. You know, quick, easy items to pack. The scale is even going to be fairly easy. But the hats, it's awesome seeing the hats, because the more, you know, every day if hats are selling, it's awesome because I have so many. Keeps me motivated to keep listing more and more and more of them. And obviously, there's always a place to source them. So that's all I got for you guys right now. I'm going to get this stuff packed up, and I will check in with you later before this battery dies. What is up, guys? Back at you with another check-in. It is now 4:21 p.m. Ran out, had to go to UPS to drop off. I shipped the kitchen scale UPS, and then I had to go to the post office, drop the packages off there. Had to check tracking on a package that is coming to me for a grading order. It was supposed to have been overnight, and doesn't show any movement since 9:29 or something like that last night. So I had them check on that. Y'all just heard the ding. Check that out, guys. This is actually a new offer, $145. That's a locomotive I put up just the other day. It's actually like defective, and I showed it all in the listing. It's about a $200 to $275 locomotive. But it's missing some screws, and I can't confirm if the plastic pieces are broke. And I put that in there. I actually showed all the pictures and everything. So there we are, $145 offer. But speaking of trains, it's funny that that came in right when I started doing this. I actually have 2 kits of these. That's the Pratt's Hollow passenger cars. They actually go with that locomotive, and I put in my listing that I had 2 sets of those. Those came from an estate sale by, I don't know, it's probably been 2 months ago or something like that now. I think it was like end of January or beginning of February or something like that. But it's a sale that I was honestly scared about. I say that in a weird way, but the missus grabbed a whole table full of Department 56 stuff and a bunch of other cool stuff, and she got it all for $150. But there was a ton, and when I say a ton, I mean 3 rooms filled with Lionel trains, MTH trains, like Rail King, all sorts of trains. And 90% of it had the boxes and everything. It was a gentleman who was a massive train collector, and apparently when he passed, his kids found that his entire attic was filled with these trains. And like, I don't even know where he put them, because it was a small house and there was like no room to be running these O-gauge trains. So I don't know if he just bought them and collected them, or knew that they would have value or something. I don't know. But being with that, the lady, she knew most of what she had. The lady that was like giving the prices out for the trains and the locomotives especially, she knew what they were worth. And so I think she was pretty fair. She would price it to where there was room for the buyer, but also where she wasn't cutting herself short. It was the first time that I had made a big buy like that, and I actually spent $1,250 in trains, or $1,300 in trains. Sorry, spent $1,450 total. $1,300 of it was trains. $150 was the missus Department 56 and stuff. So was a huge buy. I've made pretty much, I think I'm probably in the profit already, but I have a lot of bigger valuable pieces that I still haven't even listed. because they're larger items, and to be honest, I just was not wanting to pack them. So time to stop being lazy and get motivated and get that stuff up, and that's what I'm going to start working on this evening. I am going to get at least one of these pieces up. This is a bigger piece, and it has a good bit of value to it, so I'm going to try to get that up. I have a couple other things down here. So hopefully we can, close out the evening, get up about 30, 35 listings again today, and see how it goes. So just wanted to let you guys know where we were at. Pretty cool to get the offer come in. I think I'm actually probably going to accept that, just because I don't really know what it would be worth. I don't know how to fix it. I wish I did, because I do know it's a sought after piece, but that piece actually was a throw-in, believe it or not, and I'll mention this. It was a toss-in free because I bought the 2 passenger car sets. So I am actually into that piece for nothing. So that would be $145 just profit on that one. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get busy and catch you guys in a little while. All right, everybody, checking back in. It is now 8:15. I've got a good bit of stuff listed. I think I'm at 33 for the day. Don't know what my total is. I'll show you here. You can see the list. Scroll down. I did put up one of the train sets that for that 350 right there. So, but a lot of 15, 20. There's a 50. There's like a 60 right there. So not bad overall. I actually was sitting down to, I was going to list these. So it was a crazy Fontanini buy that the missus spotted at a church sale that we were at. Well, when we were out, I kind of talked about it when we went out Saturday. We left that gated community and kind of went over to another town and stopped at this church sale, and they had all of these pieces and said, if you buy a bunch, we'll give you a better deal. So we were like, well, how much for everything? They originally had said $1 a piece, and which wasn't a bad deal right then, but we were like, okay, well, how much for all of this stuff? And then she grabbed some other ornaments and made just a big pile lot. And it turned out like, I think we paid $10 for all of the Fontanini, and it's 38 pieces. I didn't know much about this stuff. I think I'm going to let, I took it down here because I was going to work on listing it, but I think I might let her list it because she did find this, and this would be something easy for her to make drafts on. But I think this is going to be a huge buy at $10. From what I'm looking up, I don't know if they're going to sell right now because, it's nativity stuff, but some of these pieces, there's like very few even available on eBay, and ones that have sold look to do $20 to $25. I've only looked up like 2 or 3 of them. So we have 38 pieces here. Even if we blew them out quick on the market, and did them at like $15 a piece, you're still talking, what is that? 180, 480, it's like $570 if my math is correct. Something like that, 380, and then half of that would be 190. So yeah, $570 out of $10 potential here. I don't know exactly how we're going to price them or whatever. We do have, you see like this one, we have 5. This one we have 4. This one here we have 5. That one down there we have 8. So a lot of multi-quantity here, which makes it easier to list. So yeah, I guess we'll see how this goes. I thought, they were going to be like $5 to $10 or something like that. I didn't think we were more in the 15 to even some of them could potentially be 25. And I was only looking a couple of them up. So, but anyway, this was a good spot on her behalf. She's seen them and made a dart for them as soon as we got there. I didn't recognize them. I went actually the opposite way. So good find on her behalf there. And you know, there was no, actually there was prices on them. I'll show you guys this because this is what was interesting. So there's price tags there. There's a price tag on that one. It says 21, 1950. You see all these little white price tags? I thought that is what they had them priced at. And so that's when we asked, and they said no, actually that's prices from a store that they were in that donated all of them to the church. And so we said, okay, you know, how much are y'all asking? And the guy said $1 a piece. And but if you buy a bunch of them, we'll give you a better deal. So that's how that came about. We didn't know what the better deal was. We really didn't even look them up when he said $1 a piece. We were like, okay. We basically just counted how many dollars do we need to give him. But then obviously we added a bunch more stuff, and it just, when you're at these sales and stuff, if you just bundle stuff and just sweeten the pot and make it bigger and bigger, the deal becomes better and better, you know, because you're helping them get rid of stuff. They don't have to take it back inside, or it doesn't just sit there, or they throw it away or whatever. They're making some money, and it helps you out as well because you're getting a bunch of inventory. So, but anyway, I think that's all I'm gonna have for today. I did get the other video up. It screwed up earlier. It should have been up about 2 hours before it was. But shout out to everybody that watches. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, like, comment, all of that goodness. And I will catch you guys on the next one.